going to, what you think you're going to do? Or, yep.
Flight, fight, or fawn.
That's it. You either gonna turn down, be quiet, run away.
Yeah, I got a question. Okay.
Or you're gonna turn up.
So
One way or another, you're gonna hear me.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So you said usually people don't know how to respond that you're hurt. Did you say that?
A lot of people don't know how to respond. A lot of people don't know how to respond. Period. Right.
So
like, keep going.
if you say, he's like, Denise, you hurt me when you whatever, I can't apologize to acknowledge that. Or that may not have been my intention, but can I say, oh, you know what, my bad, Ed. I didn't mean to say the Bills are better than Broncos or whatever.
You sure can.
Right.
But this is something that I would expect from a licensed therapist.
Oh,
a lot
okay.
of times,
Gotcha.
when anybody, especially us fellas, hey man, you hurt my feelings. First thing that comes to my mind, and I am a licensed therapist, what I do? How? And I completely erased what was just said to me. Brother, you hurt my feelings. First thing that came to her mind was like, ooh, I'm sorry. We don't necessarily think like that. That logic side of the brain take over. I hurt your feelings. What's wrong with you? What I do to you? Right? Don't matter. I just told you hurt my feelings. We can talk about the other stuff afterwards. Right? Most people, when they're talking to you and telling you stuff like this, they're not trying to be difficult. They're trying to be understood. Right? They just don't know how to say it without turning that thing into conflict. I want to talk about how to feel heard without having to fight to feel heard. The biggest problem that we face with this communication is that people don't know how to talk. Right? Is that we don't feel safe enough to be vulnerable. Who do you feel safe around that you can just say whatever needs to be said?
Most of the time, the brother and my mom.
Right in your intimate village. Right? Who do you feel safe around enough so you can be vulnerable and say what needs to be said?
My kids stuck in the room.
What about you, Kyle?
I'll be your mom and siblings.
Ladies over here? Who do you feel safe around enough to be vulnerable and say the words that need to be said?
I feel like I've practiced allowing myself to feel safe in a lot of areas. I can't just speak on that one.
Yeah. How's that work for you?
It works most of the time, honestly. Sometimes I get pushed back, but then I make a decision based on that.
I was going to ask you that. So how does the free spirit of say what I need to say, Rachel, respond to the pushback?
A lot of times it just depends on what the pushback is. If the pushback is, well, I see your life like this, a lot of times I'm like, well, thank you so much for like thinking of me so much that you created a whole life for me. But I trust what I'm going to do with my life.
If y'all don't remember anything else that I say today, I want y'all to remember these things. Right? I lost my spot. Give me 1 second. Anyway, so, well, the problem is that people don't know how to talk to that. We don't feel safe enough to be vulnerable. So instead of saying stuff like, I feel hurt, we say, you always do, or you never, right? Do you guys hear that at home?
Sometimes, yeah. It depends on the situation.
Give me a situation, give me an example. You always,
Not taking out trash on time or cleaning up. Something small, but.
when you hear that something small, how do you respond to mom? Ma,
I know she's
how they respond to you?
How do they respond to
Uh-huh.
They be like, girl, you always tripping. Girl, why you, we're gonna do it. Mom, just calm down.
Oh, Lord.
I have OCD though.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, I need y'all to do it now because it's driving me crazy. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think like in my home it's a little bit different because, you know, like all of us are very like comical. You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of like, I know they're gonna do it, but my OCD is driving me crazy, and I need them to understand. They don't understand what OCD is because they don't have it, you know. But for me, like the smallest little thing is like making me like, I don't know, like I'm on the fritz. And I don't think they understand. I think they think just like she is just tripping because she just wants to take out the trash all the time, and she wants to clean up all the time. And not even their space, because I don't even go in their room purposely, because they can leave it however they want to, but when it comes to everything else, I need everything else to clean.
What's the normal resolution in your house when y'all know she wants you to take out the trash? She feels like she shouldn't have to tell you, especially constantly, to take out the trash. How do we resolve that?
I do it because I do it.
Yeah, why didn't you do it first time? Or why didn't it happen before she said anything? If you know this is the expectation.
We do things tripping. But I don't trip on it sometimes. Sometimes I do it before she even say anything. It depends on how I feel about it.
What about Lil Bro? Why you don't?
I just don't. I feel like my mom, like me and my mom, we clash heads. We bump heads a lot. So like when she say take out trash, I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna do it. But like I can't explain it, but it's like
No, you're explaining it perfectly.
right. So it's like I know what I'm going to do it. I just don't. I feel like I can't say I feel like I know I'm going to end up doing it. I'm not going. I don't feel like doing it at that moment. Not like when she tells me like I don't know.
You can do it.
Is that village right there? Do you feel vulnerable enough to express that time?
Is it?
And what do you say, Mom? With the OCD and everything.
You better take that trash out right now. It probably don't go that smoothly, but you know, and we do clash heads because he wants to move at his own pace, and I get it. And some things is cool, you know, like move at your own pace. But other things I try to explain to him, like you just have to do what I'm telling you to do right now. It's not up for debate. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? In life, like I try to explain to him, it's not gonna always be about you moving at your own pace. Sometimes you have to move at the pace of what's happening.
So there's a whole micro skill being taught there. For y'all, it's just as simple as taking out the trash. Mom is teaching life skills.
All the time.
Right.
All the time.
The biggest word that I heard when y'all was explaining what's going on is clash. We bump heads. This sounds like a house that has normalized this behavior because what's being asked to do, it ain't that serious. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna get done eventually, but on my time. Whole time, Mom is trying to teach a lesson. Everything's not always on your time. Inside this house, there are some things that you can control that will be on your time. But I would rather teach you what that looks like when you don't have that bubble, safe space of being in the house. But you won't learn that because you keep fighting about something as small as taking out the trash.
And that's exactly what I tell them all the time. I tell them, you fighting against me, but I'm really trying to teach you. This is a safe space. In home, you can be whatever, you know, like you can do whatever in this space or whatever. You know, even up to like, y'all, we the only ones live here. If y'all want to walk in your underwear, that's fine. I don't care if your mom. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal. But when you go, yeah, I'm just saying, like when you go outside the house,
You can't have your drawers on.
you can't have your drawers on. You know what I'm saying? You got to be dressed properly. But in life, I'm always teaching life skills because I didn't get taught a lot of life skills. And I left home when I was 16. And so I bumped my head a lot. And my rationalization is I want to go through everything that I can possibly go through with you right now. So that when you get outside of the house and you don't, like not like you're not gonna feel comfortable, but maybe you're embarrassed, or maybe it's something that you feel like I can't tell my mom that 'cause my mom's gonna freak out. She loves me. She wants me to be safe. You know what I'm saying? But then you can say like, we went through this. I did this with my mom. My mom taught me how to, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what I tried. But he's the baby, and so I spoiled him a lot. We both did, me and his brother, because he's like, something happens and he just looks for us to take care of it. But now he's getting to that age to where like, you got to do it now. You know what I'm saying? Your brother is 18. He's getting ready to leave the house. It's just gonna be me and you. And so now you're taking that big brother, or you're on your own now. And that's what I'm trying to get him to understand. But we're gonna.
Very well said. Any of this sounds familiar?
Can I ask how the conversation went with telling your boys about your OCD, and can I also ask like how curious you were when she told you?
I wasn't very curious. I didn't know what it was. Like she said, we didn't know what it was. So I like OCD. You know, I
know what it. I mean, I knew the. For lack of a better word, like the base of it. Cause my dad, he the same way. He like everything neat, perfect. I get that. It's just my mom. She be dragging sometimes. Some things need to be what they is. You know what I'm saying? Some things need to be left alone. She just want to nitpick at it. So I just usually what I do is be quiet and I do what she tell me to do, because I don't go back and forth with my mom about some stuff that I can just do. So.
Yeah. My mom also had OCD when I was growing up, but nobody told me. And so we would fight a lot, like butt heads a lot. Like if I left a sock, I would never see that sock again.
Yeah.
Or I left anything,
Everything wet in the
like,
garbage.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like we fought a lot. She was late to all my stuff. I didn't understand why. And so I do encourage you to maybe be curious about it, because those compulsions and stuff, it is hard to live with. And I didn't understand as a teenager. That made my relationship with my mom way harder than when I finally was curious and like asked her like, how long you been doing this? When it is like, be curious, and it could probably bring you closer together.
Jot that down. Communication is the key, right? One thing that the adolescents and the young ones don't understand is that life is a test. When you're at home, is all your study materials. We give you all the jewels, everything you need, so you can step outside of the world. But you got to be receptive to what is given to you. We can say that because not because we're smarter than y'all. So I got all the universe's knowledge, like literally at the palm of your hand. But we have the wisdom, because we used to be 18. We used to be 24. We used to be 15, 16. Right? So when we tell you these things, it's vital. You can take it for what it is and not push back. Usually when we're talking and the other person's not listening, they start defending, and now nobody is hearing each other. Right? I'll talk about it. If you remember nothing else I say, I want you to remember this. People don't hear you when they feel attacked. This goes to the parents too. People hear you when they feel safe. So your goal is not to try to talk louder, longer, or harsher. The goal is to talk in a way that can actually be received. Typically, it's harder for the person delivering the message to understand that, because it's a message that they have tried to get across time and time again. And you will start to feel like y'all only listen to me when I'm here. Right?
Oh yeah, I used to get passive aggressive.
Right. I believe.
How did you get passive aggressive?
Because if I would ask her, because I know I look young, so when older people
You are
are,
young.
and I look young. I don't know how old. When older people would speak to me, and I would speak to them back and have a conversation, I would say like, I want you to be out my business. I don't need you in my business. Mm-hmm. I want you like respectfully. I don't want to talk to that. Talk about this with you. I just want to like we good. But they wouldn't listen, and I should not have to tell you more than once to stay out my business. So then you coming to me again and you telling me this and all and whatever you're doing, And so you're not listening to me until I get passive aggressive and I gotta get sarcastic and then I gotta go there with you, let you know this is who I am and this is what I said, and then you get the message. But why do I have to do all that when I just act? Why can't he just listen to me the first time?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a two-way street. So, but we also have to set up boundaries.
Right.
I respect everything that you're saying to me. Respectfully, I'm not listening to that. Thank you. And you cut it off.
Right.
I don't have to explain myself. Their nose up is a complete sentence.
Yes, it is.
Right? I got 5 tools to go. Right? First tool is to regulate before you communicate. If your emotions are super high, you on 10, your communication is going to come out as 10. So it won't matter what you're saying to the other person. They're going to feel attacked and they're not listening no more. We have to learn when we're doing these things to take a pause. How am I coming across? You don't want to avoid it. You want it to be it being what you're trying to say. You want it to be effective. If I'm the CEO and leader of any company and I'm just bringing people out all day, the only thing they don't know is fear from me. I don't know if that makes them work any better, right? But they will be afraid of me. If I'm the CEO of my own house and I'm the dictator, I'm in my house looking like Donald Trump. But Donald Trump run this thing, so I won't get a look. Y'all see where we at, right? Right? So you want the communication to be effective. Tool number 2. You can actually lead with feelings instead of accusations. So instead of saying, you don't care about me, you would say, what would you say, Tiffany Sellers? LMHC, LPPC, PhD, ABC.
Those are mine. I'm sorry, I was in my car.
Instead of saying, you don't care about me, what's something, different verbiage you can use for that communication?
When you do that thing, it makes me feel disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel really uncomfortable, so that makes me think that you don't care about me. I mean, I would leave that last part out, but yeah.
Great communication. Not, you don't care about me, something along the lines of what she was there, or, I felt hurt when that happened. I'm at the house, hey, when I asked y'all to take the trash out, at 10, and you didn't, it hurt me. I felt hurt because I got people coming over here, and I brag about y'all, the type of man you are turning out to be. And then when people, when I brought people over, we got trash hanging out the trash can. I don't want to be seen like that. That hurt. Does a message like that make you more willing to do what you actually do the first time, or do you still sit and I'm gonna get to it when I get to it?
It has me thinking, because sometimes I'll be feeling bad for people, but like I ain't the type of person that's gonna instantly sympathize with what you're doing.
Right.
So I ain't gonna I want to think about it all day long. That's how she actually feels. So we're trying to change.
I think that's fair in what we can ask, right? A lot of times we do got a process. Something simple as that way. I didn't know you felt like that. Right? I knew that you get angry when you get on 10, but even on 10, it never changed the behavior because you wouldn't have to keep going to 10 if they heard you. Mm-hmm. We want to, when we're talking like that, we want to reduce the defensiveness. Even in past relationships, I have uber defensive. We don't think that you're doing something, the other person telling you you are. Initially, for me, all I did was replay in my mind. What did I do? Or things like, I did A, B, C, X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3. Whole time, they ain't accused you or said you didn't do any of them. I said you didn't do question mark, apple, oranges, bananas. You talk about all the stuff that I'm not complaining about, or I'm not communicating about. Listen to the words that I'm saying, not what I'm not saying. That makes sense? All right. That makes sense?
Yeah, but I was just saying though. I was just trying to tell you. I was just.
What are you just saying?
I was just saying.
To communicate effectively, one needs the clarity. What is it that you are just saying to me? Because if I understood it, you wouldn't have to explain it like that. But I need to ask that as well. Because I would try not to do the thing that you don't like if there's clarity in what I'm doing incorrect. That was it. Number 3, be clear and not loaded. Right? You was right on time. Don't make me guess what it is that you need. We know, unless you're some type of clairvoyant, you got some spiritual magical powers, state exactly what's needed. You hit on this earlier. I don't remember the entire context, but when somebody is stating what they need, clarity sounds exactly like this. And these, I think these were your words. I need consistency. Right? I need communication. I need support in this area.
You said be clear and not loaded.
Not loaded.
Loaded.
Yeah. I need support in this area. I want our family to present this way. So a part of that is making sure that you have to do this job. Taking out the trash, cleaning up, walking the fish, whatever it is that you do. Right?
You said walking.
Yeah. Hey, don't think about it. Makes sense if you don't think about it. That's my clarity. That's what I need you to do. You need to figure it out. How I'm supposed to do that, Mom? I don't know. If I tell you to walk on water, you be like, well, I look like Jesus? I'm like, no, I'm going to figure it out. So I'm going to go get that thing to pure life. I'm going to get 3 of those, and I'm going to walk right on top of it.
That's it.
She can't tell me I ain't just walking on water. Right?
We're going to lay hands on him. We're going to lay hands on him. We're going to bless him. We're going to lift him up in prayer.
That is your clarity. That you as the communicator have to be able to say exactly what it is what you want from another person. We're in our village. We're safe. I should be vulnerable enough to say what I need, and then for you to receive that. And if you can't provide that to me, you should be open enough to say that as well. Those 3 tools. 4th tool, check for understanding. All right. Usually this is where this is your replacement behavior. Instead of being defensive, you check for that understanding.
Check can be defensive.
They can. Hey, can you tell me, I'm sorry. So when I'm asking you to take out that trash, what you hear from me? Well, tell me what you heard me say. I want more from our family. I want us to be more consistent. Tell me what you heard me say.
Be more consistent.
Whatever it is that I'm explaining to you. Right? Tell me what you heard so that I know everything that I said came across clear enough that we don't have any miscommunication. No misinterpretation. When I can go, this is the part about not being loaded. I say I need this thing from you. I need that thing from you. I'm done talking. Tell me exactly what you heard me say. I heard you say I need to be consistent. I need to come home on time. I need to clean them up, whatever it is. I understand. I got it. 5th tool. Accept that being heard does not equal being agreed with. Being heard does not equal being agreed with. Someone can hear you and still not agree with what you're talking about. Doesn't mean that you're invalid. It just means that you guys are in disagreement. I think that this house temperature should be on 72 every day. It feels this way. The plants are growing. I can walk the fish inside the house. He don't die. Right? The Xbox, PlayStation don't get hot. I think it should be on 72. I disagree. I like it cold. It needs to be real cold. Like the house on 66. It's 90 degrees outside. So I need to soak up all of this AC before I go out. I don't agree with your 72. I want it to be 66. I hear you though.
Both temperatures are cold.
Both are freezing.
Wow.
Right. That's your file too. So I hope you guys wrote this down. Let's do some real life examples. Instead of saying stuff like, you never help the kids, you want to try to say things like, when I'm handling everything alone, I feel like I'm overwhelmed and I need more support from you. Instead of, you never help with the kids, instead of, you never take the trash out. When I'm handling everything alone, I feel overwhelmed and I need more support from you. In which, when you just heard me, I'm checking for clarity. What did I just say? Come on, fellas. Zone back in. Zone back in. All right. All right. You would, I changed it from you never help with the kids to you'll never take the trash out. So instead of you never take the trash out, I'm going to speak to you and say, when I'm handling everything alone, I feel overwhelmed and I need more support from you. How do you respond?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the, I'm sorry, what did you just hear me say?
So you need us to do our job.
Yeah, you need to be more consistent with that.
So now, what is that going to look like coming from y'all?
Doing it without hurting us.
What you know?
Take out the trash, washing the dishes.
Whenever she does it.
Yeah, whenever she is, you know.
I'm over y'all house every 6th Saturday of the month. Like legit, I'm outside on my door. I'm gonna ask her every 6th Saturday of the month before I drop 8 on how many times she had to tell y'all to take the trash. Mm-hmm. Same delivery, you just hope that you get a different outcome. So me and the marshal said, well, on the way, I'm gonna ask, are they taking the trash out without having to be asked? Are they prepping dinner? Are they making dinner? Are they coming to you and now stating, hey, what you need from me? Are you good? Right? I ask y'all the same thing. You good? What do you hear at home that you would like the message to be come across different, so we can get a different response from your house? You be all the way down from Brooklyn, New York, and from your house, Rutherford Street. What do you hear? I hope y'all didn't think I was gonna leave y'all out just talking to y'all.
Guys, yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, what do you hear? And what's the message that you maybe prefer to hear? What message would be more clear for you?
I think like this album's really work on it.
Maybe when we yell or whatever, anything that would make you get defensive. Probably in taking the dog out. If I had to observe, this is one thing we used to like. And that's the thing that we yell. Not even in like anger. We may be knocking your wall or Tank gotta go out. And you usually are doing something where you don't want to get up and do that immediately, just like they don't want to take out the trash. What's a way that can be communicated to you where you feel comfortable in just getting up and taking the dog out?
Maybe come with like set times. Because Tank usually goes out at certain times. So I feel like if there's set times, I can know like, oh, it's 6:30, Tank probably has to go outside. So I'm gonna be like a constant reminder, something like that.
Okay. So I feel like where I failed is this is a conversation that I should have had with you way before we set this precedent of just yelling, Tank gotta go out all the time. in order to make him safe and comfortable in his village. I think these are the times that a dog needs to go out. I ain't gotta yell, I ain't gotta knock on your door, your wall. You look at, you know what time it is every day, because we built this routine within our village. That you just get up and take this dog out like that. Dog ain't even gotta come to us and yell at us. That's usually what happens. Communication starts because the bully is yelling at us to tell him to take the dog out. But that's a conversation that you, your mother and me should have with you. Even at 12 or however old you are. All right?
It's 15.
Same thing. Same thing. Right? So some of us grew up in environments where we had to fight to be heard, right? So it's now we either fight or we stop speaking to each other altogether. Amen? But you don't have to live there anymore. You can be heard without raising your voice, without shutting down, without losing yourself. But it starts with speaking to be understood, not to win. You express and you don't attack. And you create the kind of communication you wish you gave to somebody else. When one person changes how they communicate, it can change the entire family. No more eggshells, no more miscommunication, misinterpretation, none of that. We all follow under the same rule of God.
What do you do when you practice all of these communication skills and it's not received? Like when you talk to that person, they're just like, yeah, I hear you, whatever.
You put more women in the house because the man is giving off too much energy. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm thinking like Big Mama keep up. When you gonna lose some weight? When you gonna lose some weight? And you just like, please don't talk to me like that. Please don't have that conversation. Don't do that. And you see her again, and she's like, "Ooh, baby, how much you gonna eat?" She's like,
you got it. So, you know, my family, I grew up, you know, a bunch of jokes, right? We come off sarcastic. So you come with me like, when you gonna lose some weight? I'm like, when you gonna stop sleeping with your sister husband? We gonna give that energy right back.
That's the clap back.
Right.
The clap back. The clap back.
"Where did we just go?"
I think it's all of what's being said to you. If someone is coming across in some way where you feel disrespected, you get to choose on how you want to respond. That's you setting your boundary. You want to come, you want to talk about how much weight I need to lose? I'm like, you know, you said you ain't grow your hair because you got a perm when you 7.
Right.
So what we talking about, Grandma?
You 80. What's up?
Whoever.
Grandma. But it does get like that with a lot of the elders in the family, because it's that peer pressure that's just, that can be passed down. And so now here we are, we're able to speak now because we're adults.
True.
And then we can speak to you now. And some people speak not respectfully to the elders, but we also want to let them know, I'm grown now, you can't bully me anymore, and these are the conversations that we're not going to have. I'm not asking you permission for anything. I'm not seeking answers. I'm not seeking your advice, but you're judging me and just giving it. You don't know what's going on with me, how I'm doing. You ain't seen me in 3 years. You let alone speak to me, and this is the first thing you say?
You're right.
Right.
So we are the millennials and whatever comes after them. We understand that now. These are now our values. Mm-hmm. One thing you got to remember is that's not who we're speaking to. We're speaking to speak when you're spoken to, mm-hmm. speak when you enter the room, stay out of grown folks' business, mm-hmm. and all of those principles. And anybody, 55 and up ain't trying to hear none of. Oh man, I'm glad I caught myself. I'm gonna cuss. Ain't trying to hear none of that ideology that we have. Mm-hmm. Everybody got a voice. They are very stuck in their ways. So understand that. You may want to respond in a way that you feel like is appropriate to you. My advice is respond the best way you can and establish your boundary and then leave it there. I don't want to not talk to grandma or granddad because this may be our last conversation. But I'm gonna make sure that any further communication won't sound like this. I respect you to death, grandma, and everything that you say. Therefore, well, in this conversation right there, you want something, Jay? I'm gonna leave it right there. I ain't got nothing for you. I got nothing for
Capacity
you.
someone has is important. Like, based on like what you asked, sometimes you have to think of the capacity of how people will hear you, right? So, are you gonna waste your breath? You know, if you're doing that, because at the end of the day, you can name it and say, okay, well, this is triangulation, or this is a, pseudo-aggression, or this is, you can do all the skills we teach you, but if they don't have the capacity to listen, then what are you doing?
Right.
You know?
Sometimes we gotta-
grandma, granddad, great uncle, great auntie, and our clients, and they won't necessarily see you as there because you always gonna be Rachel. Okay, things you got attached to you, Rachel. I'm da da da. All right, I get it. How do I want to talk to you? What's gonna be best for me? How do I get the thing that I need resolved, as well as addressing you? So that's when we take that pause and like, who wants to speak for something?
When it's confusing, I say cut it off. When it's confusing, I say cut it off. Because you're gonna go through the loop of intermittent reassurance, right? Like, is this person gonna bully me today? Or are they going to, tell me that I'm doing a good job? And then you're gonna be confused. When am I gonna get this? When am I gonna get that? And then you're in this shame loop of am I chasing the person that was good enough, like the person I thought they were. So I feel like the confusion is red flag number one.
You know what I'm good at? Switching lanes. Every time I see you, last time I came over here from Cleveland, you weighed this much. Now look, you don't weigh all that weight. Man, I'm so glad that you came to visit me. I wish that you come to see me. I wish that the things that you said to me were more positive, because every time that I see you, it reminds me of being back home. And I don't know how many more times that I will see you. Me as a person, I have a tendency to switch it and try to pour more love into it, despite what I'm getting back. I don't know if that works for everybody else.
I think it depends on the person. Like, I had to tell somebody, because my daughter was like, every time they call, it's like this. And so I was like, call again in that behavior and see what happens. It never happened again. So, and sometimes we got to meet them where they at, because again, they're not my client, but this is my family. And if my daughter is looking at you as part of the village and you acting up, that's what we're not going to do today. And so I had to say that. They understood, they got it, never had any more issues after that. So sometimes we gotta, kind of meet the people where they at.
Yeah, exactly. Spot in the Lion King. That's the part where we don't go over there, and that's where Simba grew up.
Yeah.
They gonna live on that side.
Yeah.
I think I need to work on, as it pertains to like certain family members, like I'm just gonna give them the business because I don't got time to play with them. It's just, I don't know. But my family calls me mean. I'm not mean. I think that I'm direct. You know what I'm saying? And I thought you said something. And I've always been direct, and not even in a vicious way, but I just think like at some age and at some time, if I'm getting to know you as a person, you should be trying to get to know me as a person. And we can agree to disagree, but we won't disrespect.
And a lot of times, our expectations based on title will let us down. I feel like this is my mother, this is my father. I'm supposed to love you this close. But because you have this whatever idea of me, talk to me like you do, treat me the way that you do, despite your title, grandma, granddad, I gotta love you from here. Every other person, like, yep, kids doing good, man, you got a $1,000 scholarship. All right, I'll holler at you.
Right.
On your second conversation. I'm good. I still got grandma, we good.
Everybody good.
Everybody good. I don't need nothing. I understand this is all that I can get from this person. I'm gonna switch up my expectation and wanting more.
Yeah, and I don't know, when I do that though, people feel like, oh, you just being so mean. But I just have to disconnect because they're gonna get my engines going every time. And I don't wanna do it, I don't wanna I feel like they want conflict, you know? And so I just, you know, like now I just be like, you know what? I don't even have to really talk to you. You know, like I could check on you, and it could be through a text message, like, how you doing? You know, everything good with you? But those toxic behaviors, I'm just to the point, like, I'm sick of them, like, I can't deal with it.
Well, that's your boundary. There's probably, I'm gonna do a little assuming here. This is one thing that I hate to do, all right? They know that you speak, they know that you podcast, they know that you listen, you hear, mama, all of these things. So there's certain things people put on us that we don't have a clue on who we are inside of their head, right? So when you don't match up with that, oh, you got an attitude. Why do I don't have an attitude. This is just me. If you needed me or talk to me more than your depiction of me in your head, you will understand how multifaceted I am. All of this is emotion. Why am I only mean to you or attitude to you? What is it that you want from me?
Right. And you know, like, I feel bad because it's my dad, and I'm my dad's only child. You know, like, he doesn't have any other kids except for me, but he is just so, like, he's very closed-minded, and he's just a toxic person, you know, and he's been toxic my whole life, but it's just like, as I get older and my kids get older, there are some expectations and some things that he wants to, like, have control over. Like, he hates that we live in the South. He lives in Wisconsin. He's like, the South, they don't teach you. There's no jobs and this, that, and the other. Oh, Amir needs to not go to college there. He needs to come up here and work on roofing with me. And I'm telling him, like, that man have his own life. Like, I could, you know, like, he got his own dreams and, you know what I'm saying? And just, my kids and I are very, like, practical. You know what I'm saying? Very practical. Like, we don't need a lot of stuff. We're just comfortable with whatever we have. And so the biggest argument right now is, like, they want me to have, like, a graduation party. They want to go all out and all these people want to come. And Amir's like, like, I don't want that. He's like, graduation is not, like, he's like, I'm supposed to graduate.
I know exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, college and career is the goal. You know what I'm saying? But high school graduation, he's like, no big deal. Why don't they just send me some money? I'm trying to get a car because I need to get back and forth to school.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want all that stuff. So they want to argue with me about it.
So listen to this, everything that's just said, right? The things that the extended family want to do for you, is that a bad thing?
No, it's not a bad thing.
Right. It's not a bad thing, but it's not what you want.
Correct.
Right. How we communicate that? I love y'all to death. I love you like a play cousin, you are my cousin. I love all of this. Thank you. But this is not what's needed for you. I know that's what you want to give me. If you really would like to help me, here's my goals. I'm sky high. This is what I got coming up next, what I want to do. The best way to do that for me would be to do, here it is. I know y'all want to celebrate. That makes me feel good. I feel the love. Here's what I need from you, though. I'm not alienating you, but if you do have the wishes and the hopes to do something for me, my celebration will look like this.
And Namasha, you're not mean. You're fighting an unfamiliar feeling. Because we have been historically conditioned to survive through people pleasing.
True.
So it's unfamiliar to speak your mind to your dad. So you think it's mean. It's not mean.
Oh no, they think I'm mean.
Or
But
they think
you know,
it's
like,
mean,
people
yeah.
think I get defensive about my kids, but I don't. You know, like, I'm a parent, like, you can say anything to my kids. My kids showing out somewhere, get on them and call me after you get on them. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna get on them too. But for people in my family, they feel like, you know, like, I've closed my kids off. And not really closed them off, but I protected my kids. I'm gonna protect my kids with my life for the rest of my life. And so if he doesn't want to do something, and my family is his dad's family is very forceful too. And so I'm shutting all of them down. If my baby don't want to do that, he doesn't have to do that.
Right.
You know, and it shouldn't be it's been and I'm upset because it's like a constant argument. Why does he have to do something that he doesn't want to do to make y'all feel good?
Yeah. And they're upset because you're not following that historical people
Right.
pleasing.
And they're like, oh,
They're
well,
like,
one
well, you've
person's like,
always
"You're not being a
been, all
good
the black
mom."
women in our family.
They're like,
Please,
your son's
let's-
graduating and you're not being a good mom. Yes, I am. My son doesn't want to do that. He doesn't care about that. That's not the goal. We always knew they're going to graduate from high school because I always tell them, like you're going to graduate.
Yeah.
But what's next after graduation? You know? Like, what's the goal? We're not focusing on the goal of high school because that's just going to happen. You live at this house, that's just going to happen. That's what we're doing.
And only
There's
you
no
can
option.
understand them.
Right, and I said, I don't think that they understand, like, I raised them to have higher goals. You know, like, we don't need the basic goal that you can meet easy, like I taught them when they're young. High school is repetitive. All you gotta do is do repetition, and you'll learn, and you'll get good grades.
That's awesome. Know the audience. How far did your father go?
Oh, he didn't graduate high school.
Cool. So when you start talking to me like that, now we get defensive because it
Right.
feels like an attack on me because I didn't do that.
Right.
Now I understand y'all better than me, even though that's not what you say.
That's not what I'm saying.
Right, that's not what you're saying. But as a listener, that's what I'm gonna take because I didn't do that.
Oh.
That's
And
crazy.
now, should that be my problem?
No.
I'm just asking. Okay.
But it's finding a way, and it's a very fine line to express what you need to express and the goal that you set for your family. I don't have to necessarily dig at you without, even though I'm not
Right.
purposely digging at you.
Right.
I appreciate everything that you did for me and how you raised me, which allowed me to set higher standards for my family.
Absolutely. And I thought that was the goal because
Mhm.
I want them to set higher standards for
Right.
their families. My mom set the bar here, so that's what I know you can do this because this is how it goes. So I'm going to set the bar here higher than my expectation is higher than what my mom had an expectation for us. Because I don't know what goals are, you know, when they get older and have kids, but I hope they're higher. You know what I'm saying?
We ain't having those conversations. I know you when you thinking high school isn't the bar, so right? What's your, hey, I made it. What did you strive for?
Oh, my only goal right now is to try my mom. That's what I'm gonna do. So that's about it. I'll never get there. So, anything else like that.
You got a mentor? No, you should get one. You should get one. Which I didn't understand until I started talking to people that didn't look like me but were very successful. And if you want to be more successful, you got to get around those people. Not necessarily people that don't look like you, but people that are as successful as you see yourself be. Because that's the path that they took.
I used to get that meme a lot, because I was off, and I didn't realize it until I was talking to my father. He said, you know what, ever since you were little, you would tell people, oh, this is how I feel. This is what I feel. I couldn't exactly explain my needs. I would say, oh, that made me sad. You know, like when you say that to people, they become really defensive. really defensive. So now here I am, 40 plus years old, like, hey, you know, this is how I feel. And go, what do you, stop, no, I didn't do that to you. I didn't do that. Why are you talking like that? Well, that's why, how big you gonna get? And I'm just like, all right, but the thing is, the other part that I look into that is, when I go back to the compassion, like, oh, yeah, you're probably looking at me through the lens of Tiffany, she has this letter, she's this, she's that. And you're probably also looking at Tiffany, because I'm like the baby. My brother is 20 years older than me. My sister's 17 years older than me, so they're looking at me. She don't know, you used to be in my bed all the time. Like, anyway, I'm not listening to you. I'm like, yeah, but just like when I was 3, and I told you this is how I felt, I'm still gonna tell you how I felt. Oh, you just gonna sit there and say that to her? That's mean. Or I would tell my mother that, like, Mom, like, that hurts. And they're like, don't talk back to her. Why you, she over here talking to mama like that? Why you doing that? I'm like, it was no disrespect. I never disrespect. It was just simply, this is how I feel. And I don't want to be around it. And that was it. That was really it. So no, it's not me.
Yeah, I just say, why not? I teach them to they speak their mind to me. They don't like something. Oh, my mom like the way you X, Y, Z. You know, and like some people will be in my house and think like, oh, they being disrespectful. But I don't take it as disrespect because it's not vicious. It's just you being honest about what you feel. And that's okay. You know, like that's okay, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's, your village is comfortable enough, vulnerable enough to be like, hey, you make me feel, I think that's great communication. So, I appreciate y'all listening, and those are great questions and great feedback.
Yeah, thank you.
I think everybody got a backpack, was that?
Yeah.
With a lot of cool stuff in there, but also information about services that we provide, and that's with counseling, amongst other different community services. So feel free to use those at your disposal, if not for yourself or anybody else that you know in or outside of your village. Thank you.
Well, thank you.